Today, we're going to call my dad and actually ask him some questions about what people ate in 1948. Hey, hi, is Dad there?
Yep, he's right here. He's ready.
Great. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Snook.
So now everyone knows my name. You called me other than Dr. Berg. They'll call me Snooks. So great. Thanks for that.
How about Skeezy?
Oh, no, anything but that. Some people are going to probably say, well, why are you asking your 87-year-old dad about what they ate back in 1948 when people don't realize you remember every single name of every single kid in your class in 5th grade? Question I have is, did you see a lot of overweight people back in 1948 in your class? Were there a lot of obese kids?
In 48, no, not really at all.
Was diabetes common among children?
I only know one. I had one friend that had diabetes, but other than that, no.
What about like food allergies or autism? Was that popular back then?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. When you walked to the grocery store and you looked for cereals, did they have things like Fruit Loops and Captain Crunch and Flintstone Pebbles?
No. Then you'd have candy bars, Baby Ruth. I remember that. You know, the original Baby Ruth and maybe Snickers. But that was not a lot of bagged, stuff like they have now.
Was high fructose corn syrup popular in a lot of the candies and sodas?
Not that I know.
Didn't you tell me that you mainly had oatmeal with milk? That was your cereal?
Yes.
What about your teacher? Did the teacher remind all the kids to hurry up and take their mid-morning snacks because it's so important to snack?
No, absolutely not.
What about your mom? Did your mom ever tell you that don't spoil your appetite by eating something before dinner?
That, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, snacking was not a big thing back then, was it?
No, my snacks I would have, maybe it would be a piece of fruit, an apple or something on that order.
Wow. What about the concern of saturated fats being bad back then? Was that like a real big thing where you have to avoid saturated fats?
No, not that I know of. That I had never heard of that at that age, really.
Didn't your parents cook with lard and beef fat, tallow?
Yes, lard was the main one, I would think.
What about red meat? Was that a dangerous thing? Like people would say, don't eat red meat because it's going to cause cancer?
No.
How about, was there such a thing as at the grocery store, did they have sweetened and flavored yogurts?
Not that I know of. I think they had yogurt, and my grandparents would make theirs.
Didn't most people have a garden back then?
Yes.
And they did canning, right?
That was a big thing for preparing for the foreseeable future.
Everyone had a cell phone back then too, right?
No, nobody.
I don't think you even had a TV.
Thanks.
Wow. Well, thanks for the interview, Dad. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Good to talk to you.
Back in 1948, you had literally less than 1% obesity with children. Now it's off the charts. It's probably 25, 30%, if not more. Food allergies, asthma, autism, non-existent. Now, very common. Is it all the C-sections, infant formulas, or was it the introduction of fluoride in our water in 1945? When you go to the grocery store, the largest area of junk food or ultra-processed food is under a category called snack foods. The problem with snacking in general is every time you eat anything, you create a spike in insulin, regardless of what the food is. And of course, if you're eating carbohydrates, you're creating a larger spike of insulin. Currently, not only are we snacking, but we're snacking on the worst snacks you could possibly consume. We're getting a constant elevation of insulin through the entire day. That insulin level doesn't ever have a chance to come down to normal. That poor pancreas has to constantly put out so much insulin to take all that sugar from the blood and get it out of the blood. Insulin resistance is literally behind nearly every chronic illness, from fatty liver, high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, inflammatory diseases, not to mention all the mood disorders and the dementia and the chronic cognitive decline. If you compare the grocery stores in America, and then you go to Europe, like France or Italy, a lot of people go to the food market on a regular basis. They have raw cheese, they have meats, they have vegetables, they have fruits. And yes, they do sell bread, but it's not the refined bread that you'd get in the American grocery store. The quality food in Europe is just way better than America. Commercial bread, right? You have dough conditioner, preservatives to increase shelf life, even high fructose corn syrup. They put that in the bread. Homemade bread, flour, water, yeast, salt. In America, we have restaurants. In fact, you don't even have to drive to the restaurant. They'll deliver to you. You have these kids that go to the fast food restaurants. They supersize it, drinking this huge liquid candy made from corn, sugar, and high fructose corn syrup. These are all new ingredients, and we're doing this huge, massive experiment. Back in 1948, we did not have ultra-processed food calories. Now, a teenager consumes over 65% of all of their calories being ultra-processed food calories. An adult's calories are over 50%, and a toddler's calories for ultra-processed food is 45%. Yes, sugar's bad, but I think there's a bigger problem in the area of ultra-processed food calories that I want to share with you. The number one ultra-processed food ingredient that makes the most money of all of them, seed oils. That's right, seed oils. Over $240 billion a year. Talking about corn oil, soy oil, cottonseed, canola. 25% up to 30% of all our calories are seed oils. Somehow, seed oils have been made to be heart healthy. This next ingredient is number 2 on the list, and it generates $220 billion a year. Grain-based starches, the highly processed industrial starch, modified food starch, modified cornstarch. It's the maltodextrin. It spikes your blood sugar, sometimes a lot higher than actual sugar. Yet it's not classified as a sugar. You're focused on gluten-free, sugar-free. What about the starches? When you buy gluten-free products, what do they replace it with? Rice starch, tapioca starch, maltodextrin. Like I said before, it's just bizarre to me that you have heart-healthy seed oils, but you have something else that's super interesting about whole grains, right? They're perceived as being healthy. You get this little seal of approval from the American Heart Association certified. Says it can help you lower your cholesterol and help your heart. On top of everything, our children are told 60% of their calories should be grains. In the meantime, our children are not getting healthier. They're getting sicker. If you're over the age of 50 or 60 or 70, please comment down below and tell me your experience of what you did back in 1948 or 1950 or even before that.